My spouse chuckled while declaring our divorce, proclaiming her liberation from me. I grinned and responded, "Absolutely." Then the truth sank in when she realized the prenup granted me 75% of our wealth, and her laughter shifted to desperate pleas. "Greetings, I'm Edward, a 45-year-old man. 3 weeks ago, my wife, Sophia, 42, unleashed a bombshell. We were attending one of those tedious charity events her best friend Claire, 43, always drags us to. Sophia had indulged in too much wine, evidently. During a pause in the obligatory socializing, she turned to me, her face lit with an almost frenzied smile. "Edward, my love." She always used "my love" when she was about to strike a blow. "I've been meaning to share. I want a divorce. I'm finally free of you." Her laugh was sharp and piercing, grating on my nerves. The small group around us fell into an uneasy hush. Claire looked briefly stunned before masking it with a look of feigned sympathy for Sophia. Bless her heart. I met Sophia's gaze, took a deliberate sip of my tonic water. I was the designated driver, and offered a serene smile. "Indeed, Sophia," I said. "Perhaps you will be." Her laughter wavered. She'd anticipated tears, pleading, a spectacle. She got none of that. Just calm agreement. The onlookers fidgeted, unsure how to respond to my lack of theatrics. The drive home was icy. Sophia kept throwing me furious glares, clearly enraged that I hadn't played the role of the shattered husband. "Well," she snapped, "aren't you going to say something? Beg me to stay?" "You announced you wanted a divorce, Sophia," I replied. "You seemed thrilled about it. Why would I plead for you to remain if you're so eager to leave?" She huffed. "Don't think you're getting off lightly," she said. "My attorney will contact you. I expect a substantial settlement after all I've endured." Ah, the narrative of enduring me. Conveniently ignoring that when we wed a decade ago, I owned a thriving tech firm, while she was a part-time dance instructor with significant debts. I'd insisted on a prenup. Not because I didn't care for her then, but because I'm a pragmatic man. My father's chaotic divorce was a warning. The prenup was airtight. If she initiated a divorce without evidence of my fault, infidelity or abuse, neither of which occurred, I'd keep 75% of assets gained during the marriage and all I owned before. She'd get her personal items and 25% of marital assets. It was fair at the time, given her finances. She'd signed it grudgingly after her lawyer, whom I paid for, reviewed it. The next day, as promised, a crisp envelope arrived from Carter, Lee & Partners via courier. Inside was a demand for half of everything, plus permanent alimony and our main home. A typical bold opening move. I scanned it, copied it, and sent it to my attorney, James Holt James, who handles firms like Carter, Lee, and Partners with ease. My directive to him was simple: stick to the prenup, and all communication goes through him. The next day, a text from Sophia arrived, bypassing the lawyer she'd insisted on. "Edward, what's this prenup nonsense your lawyer's mentioning? It's not serious." I didn't respond. I screenshotted it, sent it to James with a note. "FYI, please remind her counsel that all communication must go through them, not me directly." I then blocked her number. If she wanted legal channels, she'd get them, exclusively. The silence from her for the next 2 days, at least directly to me, was blissful. I suspect James had a pointed talk with Mr. Carter. Her laughter, I imagine, has faded. 1 week later, the situation has heated up. Reality, in the form of a binding contract, has been a cold shower for Sophia. After I blocked her and forwarded her text to James, her lawyer, Mr. Carter, must have had a tough meeting with her. James told me Carter called, blustering, searching for loopholes, hinting at emotional distress and coercion regarding the prenup. James, ever the professional, calmly noted the independent legal advice she'd received and the decade that passed without her challenging it. The next move came from a predictable source, Sophia's mother, Margaret, 65. Margaret always believed her daughter deserved a lavish life, ideally funded by someone else. She called me. "Edward, I'm horrified," she said. "After all Sophia's contributed to this marriage, you're waving this document in her face?" "Margaret," I replied, "that document is a legal contract Sophia willingly signed. All financial matters are now handled by our lawyers, as she requested. Please direct concerns to them. But she made your home beautiful. She was your hostess. You're leaving her penniless. She'll receive exactly what the prenup outlines, Margaret. It's a significant amount, far from penniless. This is a legal matter now. I won't discuss it further." I ended the call politely. Then came Claire, Sophia's main supporter. She ambushed me at the upscale supermarket we both frequent. "Edward, how can you be so harsh to Sophie? She's devastated, and this prenup talk is humiliating." "Claire," I said, "the only humiliation was Sophia laughing as she announced our divorce publicly. The prenup is a binding contract. She wanted lawyers involved, and that's what's happening. But she loves you. She's just lost. Her actions and demands suggest otherwise. This is now with Mr. Carter and James Holt. She should discuss her feelings with her lawyer." Claire muttered about my coldness and stormed off toward the artisanal cheeses, likely to report to Sophia. The latest from Sophia's lawyer? A revised offer. They'd generously accept 40% of marital assets and the house, plus $20,000 monthly temporary support while she rebuilds. The audacity is stunning. James's reply was one line, copied to me. "We reaffirm our client's stance on the valid prenuptial agreement. No changes to its primary terms will be considered. I've started packing Sophia's belongings. Designer dresses, unused shoes, countless decorative trinkets. The volume is staggering, each item a reminder of a life lived without regard for expense." James informed me she tried texting from another number, accusing me of relishing her pain. I told him to notify her lawyer that further direct contact would be logged as harassment. My phone stayed silent. 3 weeks later. It's been intense. The pressure tactics have ramped up with underhanded moves starting, but if they thought I'd cave, they don't know me. After the 40% offer was rejected, Sophia's team got creative. Unknown numbers began calling, often hanging up. James advised tracking them, which I did. Then a bolder strike, a concerned friend, face mask, presumably Claire, reported a domestic disturbance at my home one evening. 2 courteous officers arrived around 10 p.m. "Sir," Officer Daniel said, "we got a call about a loud dispute, possibly physical here." "Officers," I replied, "I live alone. My wife and I separated 3 weeks ago. All communication is through lawyers. Feel free to look around." They did a quick check, found nothing, and apologized for the trouble. I got an incident number and sent it to James, who noted it could support a harassment claim if needed. Next, an anonymous email hit my work's HR, copying my boss, claiming I was unstable and misusing company resources for my divorce. My boss showed me the email and said, "This seems like nonsense, Edward, but HR has to investigate." I explained the situation, showed my performance reviews, and HR closed it in 2 days. Another point for James's records. During financial discovery, James called with news. "Good find, and a sign of her character," he said. "Sophia omitted a $50,000 sapphire necklace you bought her last year from her asset list. We'll address it formally." This strengthened my resolve. The peak came yesterday when Sophia appeared at the house with her sister, Emma, 38, unannounced. I was on a work call. The doorbell rang repeatedly, then banging. I finished my call, checked the peephole, and saw them. I opened the door, keeping the chain on. "Sophia, you know you shouldn't be here. All contact must be through lawyers. You're trespassing." "Edward, stop this," she said, her voice rising. "This isn't fair. I'll be left with nothing." "This is inappropriate and over," I said. "Leave my property now, or I'll call the police and report trespassing. James Holt will address any valid concerns with Mr. Carter." Emma began. "Edward, she's upset." Then she should express that through her lawyer. Goodbye. I shut and locked the door. I heard shouting outside briefly. I called James to document it and confirm I'd call the police if they didn't leave. They did. My revenge isn't loud confrontations. It's the steady, logical enforcement of the law. She wanted freedom and to set terms. She's learning contracts have consequences. 2 months later, it's over. The divorce was finalized last week, and the house feels calm. After Sophia's doorstep stunt, which James reported to Mr. Carter as attempted intimidation, things moved quickly. Carter must have had a stern talk with her. Challenges to the prenup stopped. The dirty tricks ceased after James warned that further actions would lead to us seeking legal fees and possibly harassment charges. The necklace omission hurt her credibility. The settlement followed the prenup exactly. 75% of marital assets to me, 25% to her. She kept her personal items, including all jewelry I'd given her, including the now-declared necklace. Her 25% was a 7-figure sum, enough for a nice condo and a comfortable life if she's prudent, which is doubtful. Margaret called James's office, pleading for a bit more for Sophia's pride. His paralegal politely said discussions were closed. Claire and her gossip circle have gone silent. It's less exciting when the victim has a solid bank account and the villain just upheld a prior agreement. Word is Sophia bought a lavish penthouse, likely using much of her settlement on the deposit. She's trying to become a lifestyle influencer, posting about luxury bags and brunches on Instagram. Comments range from admirers to a few questioning her job. Her claim of being free of him now feels ironic. She's free of me, but also of the lifestyle my income funded, the security my planning ensured, and the ease she assumed would last. Her laughter that night was her delusion's peak. The bargaining that followed when she faced the prenup's reality was a frantic, graceless scramble. The revenge wasn't a shouting match. It was the quiet, systematic unraveling of her entitled assumptions by sticking to the legal process she started. Watching her smug grin turn to shock, then desperate pleas, and finally grudging acceptance of terms she agreed to years ago was justice. She thought she'd cornered me in a grand game. Turns out she was playing a simpler game, and I knew the rules cold. I've moved forward. The house feels airy. I'm seeing someone new, a sharp, witty urban planner with her own career who doesn't view me as a cash machine. It's a breath of fresh air. Sophia got her freedom. I kept my wealth, my dignity, and my tranquility. That, friends, is a win-win. Well, a win for me, at least. She chose her path. Thank you for watching Story. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more real-life stories.